Welcome back to the Doomsday Clock, where today we will be discussing the 2016 film Doctor Strange. My name is Eric, and I'm as always joined by my co-host Jack.
Hello, I'm Jack.
All right, now let's get into this strange movie.
What a strange movie.
This movie's actually really not that strange.
Can I just say real quick?
Yeah.
At the top, I think they only made like one joke about his name being Strange.
It was actually a pretty good one.
Restraint.
I'm not gonna lie.
And yeah, it's a pretty good joke. And Brad's pretty good restraint. So yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, before we get into it, I don't know how much I really have to say about this movie. So
yeah, I'll talk about it in my spoiler-free review, but I also have pretty little to say about this movie. I think I can find things to say about this movie, but overall, my number of notes is lower than especially the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, I had a lot to say about Civil War. I had beef with that one. I don't really have beef with this one. I'm back to being normal.
Yay, normal Eric. We're also back to being recording not in the same room. So
oh yeah,
we're back to normal that way too. You can't hear our clothes anymore, so
unfortunate.
If that was brutal for you, I'm sorry.
Sorry, y'all can't hear our fits anymore.
Want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play it. Let's play. So I won last week somehow.
You did.
So it's your turn.
Oh yeah, I get to pick then. Let's do budget. Let's do budget.
Okay. What was Civil War was
Civil War was 250. I know because I just edited the part where we played the game.
Boom.
Go. You said 200. I said 210 in millions, obviously.
Yeah.
Let it be known that my backup guess was 190. That's either 210 or 190. So
do you cook yours ahead of time? Because I just think of mine at the spot because I don't really know.
No, but on the spot, I was like, I couldn't decide between 210 and 190.
Yeah, I
picked 210. I picked the higher number, but
I just went for 200 because there's a lot of visual effects in this one, but I don't think we're not going to be more than Civil War. I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, I think it made, I would guess, about 650 million.
My guess would be around 800, probably.
Let me pull it up.
I was about to say I probably should have been the one looking it up. I forgot.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh, I reassembled my keyboard yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was cleaning it off, and my B and V keys are switched. That's why my editing was weird.
Yeah.
So first of all, let it be known that we should have done box office because it made 677 million. So I would have been exactly right. And also the budget was 165 million. So you win.
Oh wait, again. I win Doctor Strange. Yippee.
You and Doctor Strange. I should have trusted my gut, and we should have gone with. I thought about doing box office. Dang, what a fool!
Yeah, budget 165. Yeah, that makes sense. I the visuals were definitely upping that.
Definitely, so. I guess high, forgetting that so much of the cost of Civil War was definitely the actors. But
all right, did you want to go
these
first?
Budgets are real numbers anyway.
For your spoiler free.
You won, so you go first.
Okay. So, this one I've watched... Okay, I said this in the last one, but the first time I watched this, I watched like the first 30, 45 minutes on a very bootlegged version of this movie. Because we were watching it on like a pirated Fire Stick.
I forgot about that.
So it was like someone recording it on their phone in the theater, and that's how I was watching it for the first time. Not a very good experience. But then the first time I actually watched it, I thought it was good, but I didn't have a reason why. I just kind of liked it. Now I know why. I still like it. But now I know what things I don't like and what things I do like. Very cool looking movie. Pretty character-wise, pretty good written movie. Story's a little insane, but it's also kind of generic. So it's a very weird movie, actually.
Yeah.
But it's good. So that's all I really gotta say about this.
Okay, I'll go. I like this movie a lot. I remember watching the trailer for this movie and being incredibly excited because the trailer for this movie is one of the really, really cool visual effect sequences. And being like, this is going to be awesome. And then going to the theater and watching it and being like, this is awesome. So shout out to my dad who took me to see this movie. In November of 2016, I believe it was.
Wow.
I really like this movie. I think this movie's I enjoyed it a lot. I have so few notes because I just kept getting caught up in the movie and enjoying it. I think that the villain is incredibly weak, but I think that is somewhat forgiven in my brain because it's a very character driven movie when it comes to Steven and the main character, and I really, really like that. Steven is the main character, not Steven and the main. I the VFX in this movie are genuinely perfect. I'm gonna talk about it a few more times. I love how this movie looks. When it comes to that kind of stuff, it's so cool and exactly what I want from like the one that's like supposed to be mind bendy and trippy. I like the character arcs in this movie. Eric said the characters are pretty good. He's right. And I think that there's some really cool stuff in here for the wider MCU. And I just like this movie quite a bit.
I was about to say this movie can, or this non-spoiler review could be like, I like this movie.
Yeah, it's just I like the movie. I think that really a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about just gets so into spoilers. So let's go ahead and get into spoilers.
Right.
How do you feel about this opening?
Well, we got the new Marvel intro finally, where it like shows.
Oh my gosh, we did. I forgot.
Yeah, it shows everybody. That's cool.
I like it. I think it's cool.
Opening with the decapitation is crazy. I just sat down.
I said they behead a guy, which is crazy for these movies. I remember my dad like reacting in the theater to me and being like, "Oh, like that's just like that's new." Yeah. You know, I'm taking my 13-year-old son to come see a movie and a guy gets beheaded instantaneously.
Like, dude, I just sat down and you're just gonna do that? All right, fine.
Yeah, I think it serves purpose though. Like this is maybe Jack reading into it too much. I think it leads like these people that like Mads Mikkelsen is leading, right? They behead a guy instantly, but then they're still running away from the Ancient One. Like it sets her up very well in a way that I really like.
No, I actually,
also, the visuals in this opening are so sick.
Yeah, I was about to say the visuals, the opening fight is really cool. But I was about to say the same thing.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's kind of cool to just start off with something so brutal for the MCU.
Yeah.
So,
Chekhov's hypocrite gets set up, and then there's a bald reveal. But I really like this opening. I think this opening is a really cool way to kind of like get you into here's where we're going to get. Like, this is where we're going to end up in this movie. And now we're going to go back to meet Steven.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that.
Yeah. And the opening. Yeah, I was about to just talk about Steven, actually.
Yeah, go talk about Steven.
Because his bit with like the music, I like that. That's a bit. And I wish it showed up more. That he's such a music nerd.
Yeah.
And then his like opening stuff being like synced to the music that was playing at the time was really, I like that. I was low-key a little sad for the medical drama too. Yeah, all the medical stuff too.
It's funny that like when you think like Doctor Strange, you don't think, oh, he's a medical doctor, but he is. I like that. But yeah, I'm so sad for the medical drama side of things. I said like he's arrogant, but like it's for a reason, and that's because he's very good at what he does. I like that he is like he's a jerk. He's an arrogant jerk for sure. But also it's like he's very good at what he does, and in this specific case, he's right to be arrogant and to be mad at this guy. Like I do like that. And then I mean, we get him set up as like, and it plays more and more on he's kind of the worst. But I like in this initial scene, you're like, oh, maybe he's not that bad. And then he has one conversation with Palmer, and it's like, oh, he only wants fame and notoriety out of this and money. And like, then you get like that call where he's in the car, and it sets up where he only wants something that's like worth his time. Yeah. And I think this sets him up so well and sets up Palmer really, really well.
Yeah, I said Steven would be the most annoying coworker.
Like 100%.
Number one most annoying. I would hate this guy if I was working with him.
Yes.
Yeah, Steven is low-key stupid as hell for doing that stuff while he's driving that fast. And he's also incredibly lucky he didn't just immediately die in that car crash.
It's so brutally shot.
Yeah, it's like damn near unbelievable that he survived.
Yeah, it's completely his fault too. I love that it's completely his fault. I think it's such a good... I don't know how this is in the comics. I think I've read one Doctor Strange comic, and it's not Doctor Strange, it's the death of Doctor Strange. So, not really the Doctor Strange comic. spoilers for like the 2016 event. It's called The Death of Doctor Strange, so that's the spoiler.
I mean, every superhero has like a comic where it's like the death of someone, I feel like,
Yeah,
right?
this is true. I love making the car accident his fault because it means everything that comes after it, he has to blame himself and he can't blame other people because everything sets him up to blame other people. You know, like if anything were to go wrong in the surgery room, he'd blame the other doctor, that kind of stuff. And I think that
I mean, he does though. He like still actively blames everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that's like he still does it, but it's the kind of thing where it's like he knows deep down that he can't, and eventually he gets to the point where he can't. Like he blames them for how like they put together his hands, but he doesn't blame people for the accident.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very deliberate choice. Is that like the accident is very much his fault, and also putting him in the ER after he was just talking down to the ER is such a good first set of humbling before he just gets humbled by the rest of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like the line "I could have done better" when he's in the hospital. Talking about his hands.
The fact that he's probably right is kind of brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like the best doctor in the world can't get the best care in the world. And that's like an interesting thought experiment, I guess.
And then he immediately lost me when he goes, "You ruined me." Like, bruh. Stop.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
He's the worst. He also calls that guy bachelor's degree.
I know. He uses a bachelor's degree as an insult.
I have no degree, for the record. I don't have a degree.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have a high school diploma, but I have no degree.
Yeah, I have a bachelor's degree. I'm not saying this because I'm like piss baby mad, but like,
yeah,
still,
it's a crazy
dude,
thing
come on,
it's an insult.
Yeah.
I will shout this out twice. Shout out to the makeup team, the like visual effects makeup team. The scars on his hands look really, really good in the close-up shot where he's washing his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Every little bit of it looks really good. I glossed over this. By glossed over, I mean didn't mention it. We're flying through this movie, by the way, which we'll talk about in a second. There's a shot before he gets in the car where he like pulls out a drawer and like there's all these watches. After like a bunch of like montage, almost like of him trying to get care, trying to get help, showing his apartment almost completely empty.
Mm-hmm.
Is such a good way of visually storytelling, like such a good method of visual storytelling when it comes to like he's sold everything to try to fix his hands.
Well, Christine also just comes in and she straight up tells him that he's spending more money than he has, and she's like, "You're broke right now."
She also says it. Yeah, she also says it, but I think like you can kind of get clued in before she says it is very cool.
So like,
also, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so like, no disability pay or anything. Like, did he just get like fired? What happened here?
I don't know how it works in the medical field. It might be because it's his fault. No,
Maybe.
that still doesn't make any sense.
I was about to say,
no, you would still get disability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he honestly, let's be so for real. He's too proud to take disability.
Yeah, true.
He's gonna think he's above it, which, hey, he's not.
No,
that's a terrible thing to think about. Like disability pay. Like disability pay is there because sometimes people cannot do things. And that is okay. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with unemployed people for a while, and let me tell you, most of them want to get jobs.
Yeah,
they're not on unemployment because they want to be. The same thing with disability. When he says, "Oh, like you," about like finding something fulfilling. He is the worst in such a perfect way to set up the rest of this movie.
I was going to say, he might be one of the hardest main characters to kind of follow for, like, their origin story movie.
100%. Also, he goes crazy on the projection.
Yeah, he's because he's not fun to watch, and he's like relatively interesting, you know?
He's so interesting. I'm fascinated by this character.
I don't think he's like amazing, but I think it's pretty decent early character writing.
I think what it is that Benedict Cumberbatch is an incredibly good dramatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
And so we haven't really called out too much of the casting of the MCU, which are we good to say it's perfect up until this moment?
The casting, even through this moment? The casting's pretty solid.
Overall. I like Benedict Cumberbatch in this role a lot. Mm-hmm. I think he does so well because I think he's such a dramatic actor, right? He's coming out of, I think, BBC's Sherlock at this point is what he's coming out of in 2016. And so, also, let's just throw this out here. American accent's impeccable.
Yeah, it actually is.
there's the only one word that I have ever like heard it on a little bit, and it's the first time he goes to bargain with Dormammu. He says bargain. He has like a little bit of a weird thing there, but that's such a nitpick that like only I notice it because I've watched that scene a million times. Like his American accent's very good. He's an incredible actor. I think this scene really shows that off. And then there's some stuff later with like in Kamar-Taj, but this scene like really got me as like, man, he's good.
Yeah. Happens to find this guy playing basketball.
No, because he gets the lead from bachelor's degree.
He did he say where he was? He just knew he was
I'm guessing so.
playing basketball.
I'm guessing he was like, hey, he frequents these places now. Because like that's implied that he wants to find him. He finds him. You know, it's about basketball. What's his name? He comes back later. I forget his name.
I don't know. It's not that relevant.
No, he's not that relevant. Then he goes to Kamar-Taj and gets mugged.
I was gonna say he punches a dude with his hand.
Yeah.
What? What were we thinking?
Smart doctor, man. I really like his delivery on when he goes, "It's all I have left."
Because then you don't really know. I don't really know why, and then they show it later. That's because Christine gave it. So
yeah. This movie. Can we talk about real quick? I was bringing this up later, but I'll bring it up now because we're flying through this movie. It's cool how relevant watches are to this movie and how relevant time and like time magic is to this movie. I like it a lot. It's the kind of thing like on rewatch, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Actually,
yeah, it's also a thing too where if he said that in the climax, it would also make a lot of sense too.
Like I like how important time magic is and his watches are to him. I really like when he gets into Kamar-Taj and tries to greet the Ancient One like 4 different times.
Yeah, because he's being sexist and doesn't know. He thinks it's that guy.
You don't know. Yeah, but he also keeps getting interrupted. I think the fact that he keeps getting interrupted is a good bit. And then the fact that he's being sexist is not a good bit. It's very not funny, Steven.
I was also at this point because the movie's like very normal for a while. It's a very normal movie, and then I was waiting for it to get strange again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is where it happened because the Ancient One's goated.
Dude. Okay, couple things. One, I like that he thinks it's all medical and that she's doing like gene therapy. That's funny. The "you're a man looking through a keyhole" monologue, I like a lot. And then it all culminates in like the launching him out of his body, like the astral projection for a little bit, which to me is like foreshadowing. And then the launch through like everything.
Yeah.
And the Ancient One's monologue over that. It's so good. It's so incredible.
Her writing is actually really, really good throughout the whole movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes. Shout out to Tilda Swinton. Good performance. There's not a bad performance in this movie, but I want to call out that basically everybody does a very good job in this movie.
Yeah.
I wish they gave more to Mads Mikkelsen, but
her writing specific. She's like actually the funniest character in the movie too. Because she just be frying people. Like he's like, what'd you give me that tea? And she says, oh, it's just tea with a little honey. I love the delivery she gives.
She's very good. And then it's teach me. No. And then the smash cut to him being outside. Like, it's really good. Because at this point, you're kind of like, you want him to get taught because you want to know more about like the match and all that, but you're also like, no, he kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And by kind of, you mean definitely. Like, he sucks a lot.
Yeah.
And then we learn that the watch is from Christine. It's time imagery. I wonder if that's going to come back later.
Maybe. We'll see.
We get the introduction of Wong in the library next.
Whoa.
Am I skipping stuff?
The Wi-Fi password.
It's a good joke. It's in the trailer, and it's still a good joke.
I also wanted to just say, too, about the magic in this movie. I think it's very satisfying to watch and see how it works. And it's also crazy how much they mentioned the multiverse already.
Yeah. The multiverse setup is really good. The magic it looks so cool.
It looks sick.
I love how it looks in this movie.
I love how they have to cast it too.
Yes.
It looks really cool.
I love how it looks basically in every movie, actually. I like how all of his visual stuff looks, but the like glowing orange is it's very cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Wi-Fi password joke? Because you brought it up, and I said that I liked it.
No, I like it. I think it's funny. We're
It's
not
funny.
savages
It's
is a
it's
banger.
it's the actual. So, hi, Jack knows a lot about movie trailers. I say I know a lot. I watched them a lot. Do I actually know a lot? I don't know. Please give me a job in movie trailers. If you live in Los Angeles and you have connections to jobs in movie trailers, please contact me. I need a job.
Shout.
Shout out. What it is, it's like it goes like the title card, like Doctor Strange, big score, and then it cuts to the Wi-Fi password joke, and then it gives you the date. That's where that joke is in the trailer. Fun fact.
Pretty solid.
I remember thinking that joke was really, really funny when I was a kid, and I still think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So, boom. Then Wong shows up.
Wong, let's go. The GOAT.
I like Wong. Wong has made my favorite joke in the movie. Which is where Steven says, people used to think I was funny, and he says, did they work for you?
Yeah. Well, I think the Beyonce bit is pretty good too, because that has immediate payoff. You don't have to wait for that one.
Yeah, that's very good payoff. I really like Wong and Steven's relationship in this movie because it's very much like you can see it grow.
Mm-hmm.
Where Wong goes from being like, look, man, you're just like another guy who wants to learn and thinks he can learn a whole bunch. And then Steven's like, no, I actually can. And he's like, oh, well, then come to this part of the library.
Well, they low-key,
trying to be like,
they low-key don't really share a ton of scenes. This is like one of the only scenes they really actually share together.
Yeah, but I think the ones that they do are like very, I want to say important, but like big for the characters, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it.
It's just,
yeah,
I think I kind of want.
They do a lot in a very little time.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We get more later.
Because then we get stuck with Mordo.
We do get stuck with Mordo. Who's fine.
He's very fine. He's
Speaking of fine.
He's a very much he's a stick in the mud at the end of the movie.
He is. Caecilius, is that how it's pronounced?
I think so, yeah.
This is the first cutaway to Caecilius here. It's a classic bad guy cutaway, but it made me remember. I wish that Mads Mikkelsen got to do more in this movie. I love Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
I think he's incredible in basically everything that he's in. I've mainly seen him in pop culture roles. I won't lie. I haven't seen him in a lot of like more Artur movies, but I really like him in this movie, and I wish that he was given more in this movie. And I think that's probably the consensus. Mm-hmm. Is that he's probably the weakest part of this movie, but it's the writing, not the performance. I think the performance gives 110%. The writing is just it's not there 100%.
It's just not developed. Like, it's a really weak explanation for why he's evil, you know?
Yeah.
And then
he's like, yeah, he's important. Like, he's important because he's the main villain, but he kind of feels like he just kind of like appears when the plot needs him to a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I don't love about him. I do think that like his motivation works for me, like his current motivation. But if it was a more fleshed out, I wouldn't be mad.
I like how when he's like, this is skipping ahead a little bit, but when he's like fighting or whatever, he's willing to like make a joke or like a chit chat with Strange. He's like,
yeah,
oh, you don't know how to use that, do you?
Yeah.
And then he goes back to trying to kill him.
Yeah, I like how assured he is of his own skill.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what that is, where he's like, oh, you're... Because then once he's fighting the Ancient One, there's no quips.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he's fighting Strange, he's willing to like, oh, I'm much better than you.
Yeah. And I think it's also just because he's like, oh, I've been there before, you know?
Yeah. Which, speaking of, I love that Strange sucks at first. Mm-hmm. I like that he doesn't... Like, once he starts to get it, like... He doesn't like chosen one get it because he's special in any way. He gets it because like he's working for it. And I really like that.
He gets stuck on Mount Everest, so he has to lock in real quick.
He does. I like when Mordo walks over and goes, "Oh, not this again." Mm. Or he says, "Oh no, not again." That like she does this all the time. I love this trope where they have to like quote unquote unlock their latent ability to survive. Like I don't know. I like that trope a lot. And then I love Strange learning astral projection to learn more.
Yeah, that is actually really cool.
I think that like there's another version of this movie that doesn't show that doesn't show him like stealing from Wong, the books, like that kind of stuff that makes you wonder like, oh, so we just got good immediately because he's a special guy. And it's like, no, he was working at it. Like he is studying, he is reading, he is like using all the skills that he learned from like getting his PhD and MD at the same time to like he says he has a photographic memory. Like I like that it's like, he's working for it. He's not just God's specialist little soldier.
Mm-hmm. The mirror dimension is really cool. I don't really have
Mirror
much to
dimension,
say
so
about it.
I love everything about this magic training.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely. This is where I was like, oh, I need to take more notes. Like I'm just getting caught up in how much I enjoy the middle of this movie. The Eye of Agamotto apple scene
The eye
is
just
so cool.
sitting there though is crazy. Like it's just sitting there.
It's crazy until you're like, oh yeah, but like they're all like the world's most powerful magicians here.
Yeah,
Like
but
it makes sense. It's like
it's a little too in the open. Even
it's a
for
little too in the
them.
open for him to be able to take. It
That's what I'm
being
saying.
like, yeah, for him being able to take that's fair, 100%.
But
that time loop.
The time loop setup is really cool.
Yeah. Do you have anything before their first fight? The first fight with Caecilius?
Well, this is kind of where the
Caecilius?
movie, because I feel like the movie switches genres a couple times. The first is like a medical drama, and then it becomes a boohoo crybaby drama, and then it becomes a training arc movie, and then we're gonna be back into action for the rest of the runtime.
Yes.
So this is where the movie completely just shifts again, but this is the last time because it's not leaving here.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be an appropriate time to talk about it. This movie flies.
I think the last bits fly faster, but I agree. I think the pacing's pretty solid.
I think this movie is very well paced for me. I at one point paused the movie because I had to set a timer for my laundry. I paused the movie and I was like, there's no way there's like 38 minutes left. Like I feel like there's so much left, and it just like that it never feels rushed to me. I don't think.
Yeah, I think we take a little bit too long to get to like the actual meat of the movie for me.
That's fair.
Because we
I
spend
don't agree, but I can see that.
We spend a lot of time before we actually get to what the movie actually is.
Yeah.
Which I think
that's why the opening
cool.
scene exists.
But that's my thing is that happens as like a little taste. Just a little sustenance. I shouldn't say sustenance because I think the beginning part is there's still stuff there. It's just
for sure.
It's a very contrasting thing for the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I think I know why it's long, but I like that it takes a while to get into it, but I understand the like we could get into it a little bit faster. He's so unmatched in this first fight. He's so outmatched.
Yeah, this is where the strange joke comes into because he says,
yes,
he's like doctor, and he says, or he's like Mr. Doctor. It's strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge? Good joke. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a good joke. I think that it hits a certain point. Like his name is Doctor Strange. That's inherently silly. Like there's no lampshading it, and so I think that like being able to be like, yeah, it's kind of silly, and acknowledge it while not like it's acknowledging that it's silly while not like talking down to it, I guess would be the way to put it. Where it's not like, oh, your name is Doctor Strange. That's so stupid. It's like, who am I to judge? But also his name is like Caecilius.
Yeah,
like that's a very like comic booky magic name. So. He just spends this entire fight getting demolished and running away.
Yeah, pretty much. And he still smokes them, though.
He does. But I like that he doesn't immediately like, and now I'm on the level of Caecilius and his goons. Like, it's like, no, I am hitting my butt badly.
Yeah. And then he puts the guy in the hold thing, and then it becomes nihilism final boss versus an amateur nihilist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hydrogen bomb coughing baby in terms of nihilism.
This is the first time that I've ever noticed that Caecilius echoes that we are momentary specks in a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I've noticed this, like that Strange said that exact same line. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that because he also like you see Steven like kind of get hit with that line for the first time instead of like trying to own somebody with that line, and he goes, "Do I really agree with that?" Like you see it in his eyes that he's kind of like, "I don't know about that one." Actually.
He considers it for like half a second, not as long as like Invincible and when Omni Man, but like
Yeah,
for like a second there, he thought about it because
hmm he did.
he was kind of saying the same stuff. So
Yeah, I'm gonna call out the makeup team again. The eye makeup
it's so
on
cool.
all of these, it's so good. It's genuinely, I don't know how much was practical and how much was CG. But it looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like the transition from the skin into like the weird, like until because it's the transition from the skin into like the scale almost looking thing into the eyes is very, very good. And I just want to call out how good it looks because I'm sure that it took a bunch of time each day. So shout out. And then the cloak gets ready to kill a guy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about his ghost trick.
The
So
TP to
Christine's
the
a better
hospital
woman
is
than I am.
yeah. The TP to the hospital is so clutch though.
It's so clutch. She's way better than me.
Yeah.
My ex shows up and is like, I've been stabbed. Like, I'm helping them, but I'm a lot more annoying about it.
And then the guy that's stuck with the cloak goes into his astral body form to fight him. Like that dude was hungry. He wanted the smoke.
It's so funny. I love the face that he makes when he like projects himself out and he's like looking around. They float. I think that the ghost fight is cool.
Yeah.
Also,
like it.
at the beginning of the ghost fight, like the camera pans out from Christine and the lighting switches and you see the ghost.
Yep, I saw that too. That was a really cool shot.
It's a really cool shot.
How much time do you think has passed between like now and the accident? Like the car crash?
I think it's a few months. I think it's quite a few months.
Because I noticed he had like his hair was like not super gray at the beginning of the movie, and then his sides become more gray as the movie goes on.
Yeah, I would honestly say like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he's tried everything by this point. Well, physical therapy is also usually a couple of months. So
I was gonna say, I think it might be more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know though. I think the whole fight is cool. I like that he erases him.
I was gonna say his soul gets obliterated. Yeah.
Yes. So does that guy go to heaven or hell or like nothing?
Or like I was about to say like an in between maybe, or is it just black for him?
No, or I think that he just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because like his soul got obliterated.
Yeah. He might be the most dead character in a movie.
He's definitely the most dead in the MCU for sure. Maybe the most dead in a movie. He then has the hype moment in Aura, where he grabs the cloak and like swings it around himself.
Yeah. Also, I do actually like Christine. As much as I can. She's really not in this movie very much.
I think she's a pretty fleshed out character for how much she's not in it.
She's a lot more fleshed out in the beginning chunk.
Yeah.
But it's just because of how badly Steven treats her that I'm like, damn. Well, I kind of like her. You're being a little mean to her. Yeah. She's doing a lot for you.
She is.
And then at this point, I knew that they were gonna. I said I'm gonna be pissed if they actually end up back together, even in some form. So.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Steven aura farms and walks off his stabbing.
Yeah. Real quick before we get away from Christine, I like when the broom falls behind her.
Yeah, because I heard that was like a real reaction.
Probably, it feels very real. I think it's a really funny. That leads off of her being like, okay, just don't tell me that where you're going then, and then there's just like the portal's actually there.
Yeah,
it's a good joke. I really like Steven having to like grapple with killing a man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he's like, I took an oath to do no harm, and now I've killed a man, which do no harm mention. Like I think it's a very good and very accurate, like, if one of us killed a guy, we wouldn't just be like, time to be a superhero. Even if we were magic, we'd be like, oh my gosh, like we've taken a human life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still like something to grapple with. And him as a doctor who has a perfect record, mind you, so he's never even lost a patient. We learned earlier in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this is a very cool little bit.
I think it's funny too how pissed Mordo is that he won't like go and kill someone again. He's like
Yeah.
he's genuinely so mad at him.
He's like, why don't you want to kill people? He's like, I don't want to kill people. He's like, but why not?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun.
And then they get really mad, or it's a really big deal that the ancient one's using the dark dimension, to stay alive. I'm low key like, why does it
Yeah.
even matter? I know she's a hypocrite and all, but like, so
I think that's like the whole Mordo versus Strange thing, where Strange is like, I think Strange is mad because she's a hypocrite, right? He's like, you've been telling us we can't. And then Mordo is mad because it's against like the natural law and it's against like the rules, right? And Agent One calls this out later in her like last scene, which we'll get to. And I think, I think it's not as big of because even Wong is like, yeah, that checks out. Like for him, it's not a huge thing. So
yeah, that's why I'm low-key like, I was always like, why do y'all care? It's not that deep. But
yeah, I get the hypocrisy side of things.
that's what I'm saying. I get that
like,
y'all mad about that, but like, you're gonna be that mad that you're gonna quit later in the movie?
Yeah. Then we get probably the coolest sequence in the movie.
Oh yeah, obviously.
This is the one that's in the trailer. They show back up, and Doctor Strange is like, "Great idea. Put him in the mirror dimension." Every second of this sequence is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It looks so cool. Like just everything about it is so awesome. I love the CG in the scene. I love the CG, the VFX. Good job to the VFX crew. This looks so good too.
Yeah, it does. It looks incredible, actually.
There's another world where it kind of doesn't look as good. And so like the movie doesn't work as well, but it looks so good. What VFX house did this?
I do love the visual effects. It is a little sometimes hard to tell what's going on, but that's kind of the point. So,
Stephanie Coretti and Richard Bluff. It was Oscar nominated. Good.
It deserved it, honestly.
Like yes, ILM. Yep, ILM did it. Yep, that makes sense.
And then the ancient one shows up in Ore Farms, and then because I said ancient one got so much ore, and not gonna lie, and then she got stabbed, and I said, all right, never mind, she got sneaked.
You missed something.
Go.
Hi, Stan.
Oh yeah, hi Stan.
Hi, Stan. Bad cameo. Nothing happens. I mean, it's a fine cameo because there's a cameo, but like as we're ranking them, and nothing happens.
Not great. Yeah, it's kind of mid.
But yeah, she shows up, Ore Farms, kills it. It's awesome. I love it. And then she does get stabbed.
She gets
Mordo is
sneaked.
so mad.
He is, dude. This guy
does get sneaked. That's, I will say, low blow from Caecilius.
And then she actually, like, this is low key my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Her death scene is actually so, like, really well written. She has so many banger lines.
The one that I want to put a pin in is when she turns to him and goes, "It's not about you." And we're going to put a pin in that, and it's going to pay off in a few months.
I agree. I hear you. He then immediately makes it about himself, but I'm that's not a slide at the movie. I do think that's just funny.
Yeah, it's very in character for him, I think.
Yeah.
But
not a slide at the movie, actually.
I also like him saying, "I'm not ready," and she's saying, "No one ever is." I think that is the crux of every superhero origin story, is not being ready.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And then it cutting to just the heart monitor as the lightning streaks across the sky in slow motion.
Dude, she has so many banger, like she says too, like, you'd think after all this time I'd be ready. That's such a good line. She's saying, like, like she's had all this time or whatever, and here she is, she's dragging out her last moment for 1,000 just so she can watch the snow. It's so well written. And then she holds his hand like a doctor would, like to a dying patient. It's so good, dude. Oh my god! And then she becomes the only patient he couldn't save because he couldn't operate on her. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great scene. It's genuinely such an amazing scene. I think, like, this to me, I think is the emotional core of this movie. I think that in a worse version of this movie, the emotional core is like Christine and Steven, but I think this becomes the like motivation for him. Is the like
realizing that it is all on him because he can't just rely on the Ancient One and Wong and Mordu to save him. It's like he's got to do something, even though it's not all about him. He still has to do something in this.
Yeah, and I usually complain about in these movies like emotional scenes not working for me, but this one worked for me. I like this. She's also like my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah, I think it works really well because she's also like a main character who dies. She doesn't come back.
She's like the strongest character too.
Yeah, I would agree. The Christine Strange goodbye sequence is very good. I like it a lot. I like if they kept it to a cheek kiss and it's not a romance.
I was about to say they were
like,
kind of close. They cut it a little close with that cheek kiss. They almost had me.
But I like it. I like it a lot. Also, she acknowledges the cloak when she walks in, and I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really, really like that scene too. I think this is two of the best scenes in the movie. Back to back to each other, and then he gets more aura.
Yeah, he gives a W pep talk to his boy Mordo.
I like that Mordo is like, I don't like this. I'm mad about this. We have to fight now. We can deal with it later.
Yeah.
And then, okay,
one of the coolest scenes.
The New York bending scene is really cool. Shout out to ILM. Fight during reverse time is such a good action set piece. Whoever pitched it, congratulations, you win. It's awesome. They put the one lady in a fish tank, and they put that man in the wall. Like, it's such a cool idea to fight during reverse time.
It's so sick.
Because it would be so easy to just like roll back time, they do the fight again. No. These guys are powerful sorcerers, so they're breaking out of the spell. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, and then Wong goes, well, don't stop now.
Yeah. He's like, this is a bad idea, but don't stop. Like, keep doing it. Putting him in the wall is very funny. I laughed out loud.
Yeah. My one nitpick with this scene, though, is when it, like, the spell breaks and time, like, freezes for a while, and they're like, you lose. I'm like, no, he didn't. Just fly away for a second and then cast it again. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
You're not done.
Yeah. That's fair. I like that he just, like, flies away to go set up the loop.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm sure you have stuff to say here, so I'm going to let you go before I...
Yeah. I love the bargain. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Like, I think it's a very, very good... Okay. So when I think about like big arcs for characters and like in their individual movies, this Steven and the Steven at the top of this movie, it's such a like line that you see how it gets there, because the thing is, this is a selfless act for sure. Definitely. He's stuck with Dormammu in a time loop where he can die and feel pain over and over and over. But also for me, it works because of his ego. He saved everybody. He did it. And it still comes back to him. And that's why I think it works so well for me. Beyond that, this is the guy who could never lose. He didn't take patients that he couldn't save, all that kind of stuff. And so the arc for him is to lose over and over and over again. That's good. That's awesome. Beyond that, it's a really cool way to use time magic. Because you can't just have Doctor Strange beat Dormammu on his like first, few months of being Doctor Strange, right? You can't have him completely dwarf Dormammu, because then it sets up the fact that Dormammu's not strong, and it sets up like all this kind of stuff for the future in these movies. Not like power scaly, but kind of power scaly, right? And so the way they have him beat him is such a good plan, and it's such a good way to have Doctor Strange beat him in his first movie. Beyond that, Dormammu looks awesome. He looks so sick, and he looks so like I don't want to say like unknowable, but like the way that it's like moving, and he looks distorted, and it looks what's the word? Cthulhu. What do they call Cthulhu?
Tentacles.
No, the word
Lovecraftian?
Yes. I think that like Dormammu's kind of like a Lovecraftian thing here, where it's kind of unknowable, and I like that a lot, and it's cool. I really like the time loop scene. I also like that the second time, like the first time that it actually loops, Dormammu says the same thing and then goes, "Wait, what is this?" I think that's cool. You could talk about it now.
Yeah, I do. I agree with all the character stuff. I think this scene is really cool. My thing is, when we introduce a time loop, I'm naturally gonna have like a million questions
Yeah.
because that's a big thing. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big thing. Um,
Yeah, there are ramifications.
so then I'm also just like, so, like, cause does time not freeze on Earth? Do people is he considering people also being stuck in a time loop as they continue living, aka him winning currently?
No, okay,
Does
so they are in a private loop, just the two of them, while Earth's time goes on.
okay. So then does that mean the sanctum still just blows up?
Presumably. The
Okay.
Sanctum blows up, but that doesn't matter because Dormammu can't come to Earth because he's stuck in the loop.
Okay. Would have loved to seen that, by the way. But
Yeah,
um
fair.
can Dormammu just like not kill him and walk away? He didn't try that like at all.
He killed him over. What do you mean?
Because I mean, he could just like, did he think about not killing him and activating the time loop?
I think that the loop isn't triggered upon death, but the loop is short, like it's like a certain amount of time, and
But
it's over.
but it's just always, it always lasts long enough for him to die. Like it always lasts long enough for him to die.
Well, I think that's just because that's the movie that we're watching. I think that if it were just to go on,
I always took it as like it's just him dying, which aka resets the time loop because he needs to be
I
alive for it
see.
to exist.
I see. I always
Um,
took it as like they're stuck in like they have 7.5 minutes, and that always loops. And sometimes he kills them in time, and sometimes he doesn't. We just see all the times where he does.
maybe again
That's how I took
would have
it.
been
Like,
cool to see.
because I took it as that because when he gestures to his arm and goes like, "This is time," it's like there's like a certain number of segments that are like rotating around his wrist. So I figure like when the segments like hit the point where they started again, it loops.
I get that, but I also just kind of took it as him explaining that that's still like just a section of time of loop. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
Yeah,
not
I see
like
what you're saying.
specific to a length of time in that loop, but rather it is still a loop that's closed.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Um, yeah, and then I'm also I didn't originally kind of, because I'm also, like I said, I don't really think he needed to do all this originally. I'm gonna get to this. Don't yell at me yet. Um,
Hmm.
because he like very much still did not lose the fight against uh evil Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay, Silius. Yeah,
Yeah, because like I said, he could just fly away and continue reversing time. But this is actually a more permanent solution
yeah.
to the Dormammu issue, which is something that the Ancient One says is going to be a continuing thing.
The Dormammu situation is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of what it is. This is like another Tuesday on Earth in this at this point.
Yeah.
Um.
Dormammu arriving to Earth to consume it and put everybody in the Dark Dimension, but Ultron killed everybody already.
Hey, but we have the Sokovia Accords, which, by the way, do we? Where's the Accords? Do
Yeah.
they matter? Wait, do they? Hold on. Do they matter? Wait, hold on.
Did it matter?
I don't think they matter. Do you think they
I
matter?
don't think they matter at all, actually.
Okay. Just checking. That's not relevant to Dormammu, but I'm done. My brain done with the time loop shenanigans. Um,
Okay.
but very cool. And then the villains die well, they don't die. They continue in existence in a horrifying way.
They do. Yeah. But he didn't kill anybody else.
No,
So,
he didn't. He just he gave them what they wanted, and then they got sent to hell.
so promise me that you will do no harm. No harm done.
Dante's Inferno, dude.
They got sent to super hell. Let's be
They
so real. Dark
did.
Dimension super hell.
It is. That is super, because they are very clearly still alive.
Yeah. Very much so.
And then long W for laughing, and then
Here, okay. Can I talk about this for a second?
yeah.
Obviously, Doctor Strange's quip is not that funny.
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's like a callback, and it's kind of funny. The joke is that Wong's reaction is so big, and I think that's funny.
Yeah.
And then Wong goes, "That's an Infinity Stone."
Yeah, and well, first Mordo goes, "Damn, I was kind of useless," and then he gets mad because they're being cooler than him, and then he's a nerd and he leaves.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, and then Infinity Stone reveal at the end is actually pretty cool.
Wong just goes, "Oh, that's an Infinity Stone, by the way," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that they said that in this movie."
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And then that's it until first post credit scene where.
Real quick, I actually have something.
Okay.
The shot of him putting on the watch and then him like the watch and his hands still shaking, but like the watch is back on his wrist, and so he's back to being comfortable, even though his hands are still shaking. I think it's a really good shot to end on, except for like then the bit of the pan out, but like character wise, it's a good shot to end on. And then the overture that plays in the credits is very good. Michael Giacchino, we will see you again very soon. In like 2 weeks, where I will get to call out your score again. I like you. You're a very good composer.
He goated.
I think that's composer number 3 that I've called out by name.
Mm-hmm.
3, if I think it's 5 or 6. So see you soon, Michael.
I know Guardians. We called him out because obviously.
Yeah, we called out Tyler Bates. I think Tyler Bates and Michael. I called out Ludwig during Civil War not being.
Yeah.
I think this is number 3. We'll come back to Michael Giacchino quite a few times. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Let me look so that I don't like embarrass myself.
I'm pretty sure you're saying it right. He also made like the Incredibles score too, didn't he? Like Ratatouille.
The Incredibles, Up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got bangers. He got banger after banger.
Yeah, Michael Giacchino.
And then
or Giacchino. For reference, he did Coco, Ratatouille, Up, Incredibles. Like he's
like all the goated Pixar movies that are known for their soundtracks.
He is the man.
Mm.
He also has done a couple other MCU movies that we will get to. That I very much like the score of. He also did the Batman.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that one until you just said that.
He's so good. He's one of my favorite composers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not listening to this, but if you're hearing this, hi, you're one of my favorite composers.
You're good.
You're really good at what you
Incredibles soundtrack lives rent free in my head.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Ratatouille, but
obvious. He's on multiple of my playlists. In fact, on my background music playlist.
There's like obvious bangers. Anyways, the Thor Ragnarok post credit scene.
Do you remember this?
No, I didn't know this was a thing because I guess I didn't pay attention.
I like this post credit scene.
This is kind of an insane one though. The more I think about it, if I watch this if I saw this post credit scene when it first came out, and then I actually saw Thor Ragnarok, I'd be a little pissed. Not gonna lie.
Because you would think that like the movie's like the search for Odin.
Yeah, the searches for Odin. Doctor Strange is gonna be in it a lot more, and Thor also just drops that he knows Loki's alive.
Yeah,
like that's a lot.
That's fair. That's fair.
So it's kind of insane.
We as the audience are that Loki's alive, so that's not a big reveal for us.
But for Thor, though,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, anyways, and then
we'll get to Ragnarok in a few weeks.
Oh, thank God!
I did.
Yeah. And then Mordo just steals powers now.
I sure hope this comes back.
I was about to say, I can't wait for that to pay off.
Does he know?
I do actually. It doesn't.
It does not. Spoilers. Okay. It does not at all. As far as I know, it does not pay off.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give my final review, so that when you're giving your review, I can think of a number, if that works for you.
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
I really like this movie. I think I had more to say than I thought about this movie, but I really like this movie. I think it visually looks really, really good. The VFX is obviously a highlight for me. I love how this movie looks. I love how the magic looks. The folding New York scene is so cool. I love Doctor Strange's arc in this. I like Christine in this. I like the Ancient One. I like 90% of these characters. I think that Mordo is Mordo. Is it Mordo or Mordo?
I'm pretty sure it's Mordo.
Mordo. I think that he is probably the weakest character, but not in a way of like he's bad, just in a way of it's like it feels more. I think his arc feels more rushed. I wholly understand his arc, and I really like the scene where he's talking with like Strange about his quote unquote like deconstruction, I guess. but I think it was a little bit rushed. But I do think that like his arc makes sense within the movie. I wish we got more Wong because I like Wong. He's fun, and I like how serious he is in the first bits of this movie. Weakest part is Mads Mikkelsen's Caecilius, but I feel like an Iron Man movie, it's more focused on Doctor Strange and his own relationship with his own ego, his self, and his own demons. So I don't think it's like super bad that he's not in. That Caecilius isn't as big of a player in this movie. I really like it though. I think it's a very fun setup into what's next, and I think that tonally, I really enjoyed it, and it's paced quite well.
Yeah, overall, I mean, I like this movie. I think it's pretty decent. Um, Let me read. I think the writing is actually pretty good for the characters. I think the story is
Funny too.
I was about to say this movie's pretty funny. It's actually pretty solidly funny. Um, I think the story's a little all over the place. Like I said, it switches genres a couple times. Um, and Mordo sucks. He's kind of focused on a little too much, honestly, for being such a bad character. And then Doctor Strange, I like Doctor Strange, like the character. I don't have like complaints about him, but I don't think he's like inherently like interesting as like Captain America or something like that, which is like, obvious, but I feel like for a solo movie, he's definitely better than Ant-Man as like a solo character. Don't get me wrong. We're not there. But he's interesting enough, but I think this movie, I don't know how they would have made him more interesting. He's pretty solid, but there's better like main solo characters in the MCU, I think. But yeah, I think this movie is when it's being weird, when it's showing you something cool, when it's doing its decent writing, it's pretty solid. But then it also is kind of just like kind of generic a little bit, just a little bit sometimes, every now and then, and it kind of kills the vibe a little bit. But I actually do really like some of the scenes though in this movie. The actual emotional payoff of the Ancient One and stuff. The Ancient One's one of my favorite characters in the movie. Is actually pretty well done. So overall, I like this movie. I know that review kind of sounded a little more negative than it needed to, but that's because I don't know. Some things I really like about this movie, some things I don't really love. And it's just kind of this movie. It's a weird one. It's weird for me.
It's a weird one where I like a lot more than I don't like, but the things that I don't like, I want to call out.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be like it's like, oh hey, I like all the action. Hey, I like Steven's whole arc. It's very easy to sum that up, but then like I want to talk more about why I don't like Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
His character.
It's a weird one. I like Mads Mikkelsen.
I like Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah. It's a weird one where like the bad doesn't weigh down the good too much.
I don't think so. No, I think you're right.
But it's like it's still there.
Yeah.
And I think it does hurt the overall picture of the movie and like the score, but it's not like horrible. It's kind of just generic. So
yeah.
That's where I'm at with this one. But
I gave this 4 stars on Letterboxd. I don't think this is an 8 out of 10. But I like it a lot. I want to give this movie a 7.
Yeah, I'm fine with the 7. I think this movie is perfectly fine there.
Flat 7?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a flat 7. I'm going to go ahead and put in the score for next week. And
for next week?
Now. So next week, the Glaze cast returns, ladies and gentlemen.
Yup.
For Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Glaze doesn't end with Guardians 1.